5 minutes to go. "17 yachts from 7 nations are setting out on the world's longest ocean race. 7 months and 27,000 miles of hard sailing." Burton Cutter, the largest yacht, just makes the start. Amazingly, there's no major collision as the yachts navigate through the vast armada of small spectator craft. Penduic 6, hot favourite of the experts. Built with massive French government support, she's pioneering a ruthless new type of aluminium ocean racer with incredible strength and a keel made of the precious metal uranium. Eric Tabarly, the greatest name in French yachting, takes the tiller himself with so much at stake, calmly concentrating on catching up Great Britain too. Great Britain too, Che Blythe's superb new yacht, built of fiberglass foam sandwich, is the scratch boat, setting an enormous Genoa that needs a keen lookout stationed in the bows. Bembridge Ledge Buoy, the only mark to round on the course to Cape Town. Che's paratrooper crew have difficulty in laying the buoy, and the cross-current carries GB2 backwards in irons. This allows Penduic 6 to sail clearly into the lead, leaving GB2 to cope with the ebbing tide. The struggle to round the buoy costs her a frustrating 20 minutes. An abandoned dinghy joins the flotilla accompanying the yachts out to sea. Tabarly, now well ahead, is the first to risk a spinnaker in the freer wind. Despite the efforts made to compete Penduic 6 on time, she's had only one proving race, and the weakness of her deck-stepped mast remains undetected. Two and a half weeks later, her mainmast will dislodge and snap in heavy seas, and Tabarly will put into Rio for a special replacement flown out from France. With spinnakers now set, the fleet gradually separate. Sayula is just ahead of Second Life and has Burton Cutter on her starboard quarter. Sayula is the most international boat in the race, built in Finland to an American design and skippered by her Mexican owner, Ramon Carlin, with a mixed crew from 7 countries. Adventure is the Royal Navy's official entry and the most proven boat in the race. 4 different crews, 1 for each leg, have been training and tuning the boat all winter to Biscay and the Fastnet. They're the professionals. Second Life has an amateur crew so keen to race round the world, some have given up the security of their jobs and others let their houses to charter the ketch. 33 Export is skippered by Jean-Pierre Millet and Dominique Guillet with typical French joie de vivre. Jacaranda, the only Admiral's Cup boat, is returning home to Cape Town. Her navigator, Mrs. Yvonne van der Bijl, whose son is first mate aboard Adventure, kindly brings in the washing to make a prettier picture. Jacaranda's sloop rig is in marked contrast to all the 2-masted yachts. Another sloop is the Italian Guia, one of the few wooden yachts. At 45 feet, she and Copernicus are the 2 smallest boats in the fleet. This helps Guia, after a good start, to maneuver more easily through the spectator craft. But the French Cretair, with her longer waterline and all her light weather sails and staysails set, moves steadily ahead, overhauling Guyat to leeward. Prenaient can even set headsails on her mizzen. She carries the most highly experienced crew of racing yachtsmen in the fleet, but so much talent is to lead to trouble. The problem will be finally resolved by making crew changes at Sydney. Prenaient has now passed Guyat, and Grand Louis is ahead of another Italian boat, Taranga. Grand Louis, an elegant French fiberglass schooner, is skippered by her owner, André Vian, and crewed mainly by relatives. His daughter Sylvie, at the helm, is one of the 7 girls taking part in the race. The ketch CS&RB is the 3rd Italian yacht. She has a very experienced skipper, but small crew. Otago, owned by a Polish yacht club, is a steel ketch with a narrow beam and low freeboard, her bow wave matching her elegant sheer line. British Soldier, formerly British Steel, of Che Blythe's solo circumnavigation, and now on charter to the Army after considerable modification to accommodate a full crew. The grand old lady of the fleet, Peter von Danzig, built in Germany in 1936 and showing her age with low freeboard, tilted spinnaker pole and old-style fittings. With the last of the spectators left over the horizon, the crew can fit into the ship's routine and concentrate on the 7,000 miles to Cape Town. Coastal pilotage gives way to deep-sea navigation, and each yacht will always have someone exposed to the weather at the helm. The crews live very close to nature in all her moods, idling in the doldrums or creaming along with a foaming wake. Ocean sailing is not a series of traumatic dramas, rather a way of life with resourceful people able to cope with problems as they arise. In the tiny world of the boat, one has to learn to tolerate one's shipmates, confined in such cramped quarters for long periods. Voyaging under sail is one of the most deeply satisfying experiences in life. Admiring the effect of sunlight on translucent terraline, watching the spinnaker lifting to the gusts, yet keeping it filled and pulling all the time to drive the yacht along at its best speed, or wondering whether the wind has altered enough to change the headsail. Sails are among the most perfect things man has ever made. All the yachts are required to report their positions by radio each week. Sleep is not the only means of relaxation. If you play your cards right, you can escape from being on watch, and the bridge school has been known to start at 8 in the morning. Only the cry of all hands on deck can disturb the deck of cards below.
Allons appétit de pêcher la sardine, lance à l'orient, pêcher le hareng. Je serai le grand mât que l'on plante dedans. Les poils de mes couilles seront les haubans. Oh, 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 oh. Allons à Messine, pêcher la sardine, lance à l'orient, pêcher le hareng. Les poils de mes couilles seront les haubans, et les morpillons grimperont.
At sea, time takes on a different dimension. It's surprising how soon you lose count of the days themselves, though navigation demands accuracy to the very second to work out a precise position with a sextant. The focal point of each 24 hours run is the noon-to-noon position, and details are eagerly awaited by the crew.